Good afternoon. I'm pretty excited about this. It's a new listing. I sold this to these buyers about 4 or 5 years ago. And they have loved this house for a long time, but they just bought their forever home. And so they've moved out and now it's for sale again. We're on Golden Mesa Road here. So some of these are designed basically with a shared driveway and like 4 houses on each driveway. I sold that house twice too. So this is kind of my lucky corner, I guess. And then this also has 4 houses on it with the shared driveway. This one seems a little bit wider though. You got a lot more space, and then 2-car parking in the front, and then a 2-car garage. This is a 2-story house. It was built in 2003 and it's around 2,182 square feet. There's the neighbor. Actually, there's only 3 houses on this one. So there's that neighbor there who we just saw, and then this is the house. So, like I said, room to park your red Mercedes and another car in the front, and then a 2-car garage. And these 2 trees are just amazing. You're never going to see anything like this in Santa Fe. These are heritage maple trees. The maples are pretty rare in Santa Fe. Anyway, so needless to say, there's an irrigation system on this property, and the landscaping is tremendous. Beautiful. It even looks gorgeous right now in the dead of winter when things are not even in bloom. Okay. There is a gate right there and a fence that goes to the backyard. I'll be showing you the backyard in a little bit, but real private because it's got that high courtyard wall in the front. Everything's in really good condition. You got nice south-facing windows here. The screens are in good shape. Here's the front door. We're just gonna head on in. By the way, everything that you see that's still here comes with the house. And I'll go into more details about that. So when you come in, you've got a landing of tile floor, and then everything else has been replaced. Most of the times when these houses were built, like builder grade kind of stuff, would have been carpet. There might have been, so where you do see the tile is probably the original tile, but all this wood floor, this laminate plank flooring is new. It's an upgrade, okay? Same thing with all the finished baseboards. There's a lot of upgrades in this house. I'll be pointing them out along the way. They had a lot of art in this house, if you can tell by all the photos, but they came in and repainted everything, patched all the nail holes. So it's ready to go. This house is literally ready to move into, and I'm just down here right now visiting to make sure that the house cleaners made it through and everything is nice and clean, spick and span, ready to go. This would be a dining room, but it could be an office. This would be an office, but it could be a dining room. So you have 2 like general purpose rooms down here on the bottom floor that you could use one way or the other, because that's going straight into the kitchen there. And then on the left side is the access to the utility laundry room and then through to the garage. Okay, so it's a nice floor plan because you have some separation with different rooms, but they're flexible in terms of how you use them. And there is a nice ceiling fan in here. And let me just go ahead and say that there's forced air heat in this house that's not radiant heat. Many times in these homes down here in the Jaguar Road, Paseo del Sol area, there was radiant heat, and guess what? A lot of Kitech involved. So you don't have to worry about Kitech in this house at all. The furnace is not upgraded, but it has been maintained. There's also evaporative swamp cooling that is included, and that swamp cooler was rebuilt like 2 years ago. So new motor, new pump, all that kind of stuff. So you come in right away, you've got a really lovely dining room area, nice 2 big windows facing on the north side, looking out at the garden areas in the back. That's a gas fireplace. You've got a couple of nichos up there and some specialty lighting. Actually, whoops, that just turned on the fireplace fan. I'm not sure how you turn on those pin lights up there. I'll figure that out. And then a living room full of furniture here that the owners said that they would be happy to include in the purchase if you want. And if you didn't want, that's okay. They would take it out anyways. And then you've got this other like kind of informal dining room area that you could use like a little 2-seater tabletop or something. You also have some counter space going into the kitchen. So that could be something that would be, you know, very flexible is what I'm saying, how all this can turn out. I'm just trying to get the lights in the kitchen. There we go. Okay, so kitchen's definitely been upgraded. They've put on like a stone countertops that are really quite lovely. That's an upgraded sink that's rather new. I think all of these appliances are also rather new, and they're very nice. That's a LG refrigerator. And it's got the full size open on the top. Then you also have the middle drawer, which is your ice. And then down below, your separate freezer cooler. So it's like 2 different freezer sections, and you've got water and ice on the door. Gas range, that's a Samsung and a Whirlpool on the microwave. And like I said, stainless steel sink. What do we have here? Also Samsung on the dishwasher. The windows are, I'm pretty sure, all original, but they're all in really good shape. I don't see any problems with any of them. No screens that need to be replaced. No seals that are broken, anything like that. It's a really lovely backyard outdoor area. We might as well just go do that right now. Let's do it. So these owners had this kind of portal roof added on. You can tell it used to go to like right here. Okay, that was the end of it. So it was pretty small and narrow, and it was narrow and long, so it wasn't, the usability factor wasn't great. So they added all this on. So it's a really lovely like outdoor area that's very private. There's ceiling fans out here. There's lighting. You have a nice fire pit here. There's another set of an outdoor table dining area. And then back over here, another little landscaped area that's got some lovely fruit trees and a swing. And then that's a water feature right there in the middle, which I hope, yeah, that's been turned off for the winter. So you do have a neighbor there. And you have a neighbor there, but this whole area back in here is really private and quiet and just lovely. They have the nice stonework down, and there's one step up here to get to the couch area, but you know, that's it. Otherwise, it's all pretty much on the same level. There's a Spanish broom that's really cool. There's roses back over here. There's a water catchment tank there. It's currently frozen, but it is cold. Another nice tree that's a shade tree. I think that's a plum. And then more roses, roses, roses. There's a little bit of a bed here. If you wanted to do a little veggie garden or tomatoes or something like that, you've got all that room here too. So really fantastic outdoor spaces. They've put a lot of time and energy and love into all of this. And I did put some photos that they gave me on MLS that shows stuff that while it's in bloom. And there's 2 more ceiling fans too. So, and also this is all on the north side of the house. So in the afternoon, especially in the summer, there's going to be maybe some direct sun coming in back here, but not very much. It'll be a nice, really cool, relaxing place to hang out outside, even if it's really hot out, you know. So I'm gonna put this bar back down. Just a couple more things I want to show you downstairs too is, well, first of all, full bathroom down here, okay? So there's 2 more bathrooms upstairs, and they're both also full bathrooms. And you have a custom sink on here, and the stone countertops that match the same countertops that are in the kitchen, and then a full tub. So overall, it's pretty nice as a guest bathroom, but also in a pinch, somebody could take a shower down there if they needed. And then you have some under the stairs storage room in here where they do have some hooks and hanger things that they left, and a bookshelf in case somebody needed it. But this goes all the way back around. So it's just a great spot to store stuff, you know, downstairs, so you don't have to go all the way upstairs. And I also point out too, that door is definitely upgraded. That is not the original door. It's really nice. It's solid wood. It's got the peep thing on it there, so you can look through. And then of course you have the storm door on there as well. There's a return that's for the furnace, which is just on the other side of that wall in the garage. So here's your utility area, and these, the washer and dryer are pretty new, like less than a year old. You've got a couple of cabinets up above, and then you have a whole bunch of shelving behind here. Let's just go check out the garage real quick. So there's one more upgrade that's coming to the garage. Is he's gonna have the floor cleaned up and a sealer / epoxy put down on there. And that's happening next week. I'll make sure to update the pictures and stuff once all that happens, but it's gonna look really nice out here. I was kind of surprised that the owners decided to do that after they moved out, but it was just one more thing that they felt like they wanted to do before turning it over to the new owners. You've got some backup tile up there, you've got some backup paint, but you have some pretty strong heavy duty shelving all the way along up there that can help you store a lot of things. These current owners had a very large pickup truck they were able to fit in here. So bring the biggest thing you got and test it out and see if you can get your truck in here. A couple of shut-off things for the irrigation. Here's your irrigation box, which also has a shut-off valve on that. Those are a couple more racks hanging up there for bikes or whatever you might have. Let's just take a quick peek at the... So you've got 150 amp service coming into the main. There are 2 slots open still. So if you wanted to do air conditioning in this house, you could do it without having to upgrade the whole entire panel, right? Because you've got some room here, because you would need about 30 amps to add on for the air conditioning condenser unit. This is also a surge protector, so I'm not quite sure what this is. This is definitely added on. That might be like a whole house surge protector. I don't know if that could be repurposed somehow to free up some amp space somehow on there. That would be a question for for an electrician, but in my best educated guess, I would say you would have enough room to do 40 amps on there, which would be more than enough for to add your air conditioning if you wanted to. But the swamp cooler works great too, and it's ready to go. So there you go. That's a look at the furnace for the forced air. And I'll just show a peek real quick at the hot water heater, which is also not original. This has been updated. The hot water heater was put in, I think, in 2022. So it's less than 5 years old. Very good. This all looks nice and clean. There's an extra filter there for a backup for you. You know, it's pretty nice. You have to admit. If you watch my videos, you've seen some of those utility closets or the mechanical rooms that are somewhat of a disaster. And you do have a nice insulated garage door on here too. The one thing I did notice that I would maybe suggest to a person is to redo the seals that are going around. If you can see going up the side on this side, there's a little bit of light. It's not a huge deal. It's just a teeny little bit, but those seals are sitting in the direct sun out there, and they just tend to dry out and kind of, lose their flexibility after a while. So if it were me, I would just replace those. That's a pretty easy fix. And it's one more way to keep the mice out of the house, Also, if you've been watching my videos, you know that the rodents are a serious problem right now all over everywhere in New Mexico. and it's something that you really have to be proactive about. So also comes with this really cool old like radio. I think there's like a CD player on here. You can load this up with CDs. And then there's also the intercom system. It's just funny because it's like, that's such a sign of the times, you know, from 2003. That was something that was really cool to put in. Okay, let me just point out that there's a really high ceiling in this entry foyer, which brings in a ton of natural light. And there are a couple of windows up there too that just improves the situation. Again, in the original version of this house, these stairs were carpeted and everything upstairs was carpeted, like all the bedrooms, the hallways, it was all carpet. So these folks have upgraded the flooring throughout the entire house. Lots of nice wood trim up here. Again, some nice things that provide a little bit of interest to with these nichos. You got one there. You have another one there. The pot collection, which you don't really see that from down below because it's so high up, but you definitely see it from up here. And these are the two guest bedrooms. So I'm gonna walk over this way. And this is on the north side, so I did flip on the light. It's getting later in the afternoon. The sun's really on the other side of the house. This looks pretty heavy, which is probably why it's still here. Upgraded closet doors. Those are really nice, like solid wood closet doors on nice, smooth gliders. You know, this is also something that doesn't get paid attention to all the time, but these folks paid attention to it. All the interior woodwork and doors and hardware are really nice and upgraded. Same thing with all the window coverings. All the windows have nice wood shutters on them. Let's go take a look at the other bedroom. So you kind of come in at a catty corner angle here, but this is still a good sized room. That's probably 14 by 12. And then there's a little backstop area here where you could put a dresser or something like that. And here's a window looking out. Over that portal is like that tile roof kind of stuff, sort of that Spanish style. And then the rest of the roof is a flat roof, but it has been recently done with the material that you can put on to lengthen the life of the roof, and it's called silicone. Thank you. Yes, silicone. Look, turn the speaker up. You can talk. Hey, is the pizza ready yet? Okay, so again, nice central landing here for everybody to head upstairs. These are the same sinks that we saw downstairs and the same countertop. You know, the cabinetry is all new. They did a really nice big mirror on here with some lighting. And then you have your tub, walk-in tub, shower with the toilet. Everything is really pretty immaculate, I have to say. It's pretty exciting. Here's your control areas for swamp cooler, which is tied in, by the way, to the ductwork for the forced air heat. So in a lot of cases with a swamp cooler, you would just see one giant vent right here, right? And this is the only source of the cold air would be blasting down probably right here or over here a little bit. But in this case, because the house was built with the ductwork already in it, they tied the swamp cooler into all the ductwork, so you do have direct source of cooling into all the rooms of the house. Linen closet, and this is the primary suite. I'm not going to turn on the lights in here. Again, there's a little bit of a catty corner with the wall when you come in. This is a huge room. It's really big. I have all the dimensions on MLS in the photos. If you scroll all the way to the end of the photos, I have 3 documents in there that are the floor plans, and they have exact dimensions of all the rooms. This is probably like 16 or 18 by 16, 16 by 16, quite large, quite large. Even in the photos, it kind of looks like, wow, that room looks huge, but it really is that huge. Like the bed, when they were here, they had the bed like kind of in between the 2 outlets there on the bottom of the wall there. So there's just a ton of room on either side of the bed. Now, one nice thing that they did is they frosted the glass on the windows here, just for some more privacy, because this would be the only area really that, you know, you're looking at the neighbors, you know, they actually need to do some work on their roof, it looks like. Anyways, you do have some nice views of the mountains out there. Let me just do a, yeah, those windows are, well, let's see. Let's try this one. There we go. So there's Baldy Ski Basin. So Baldy Ski Basin views. Just gonna scroll out a little bit, and then a whole other bathroom. Okay, a good size too. This is actually really big as well. So again, we matched the countertops, we matched the sinks, we matched the mirror, we matched the lighting. And then when you come in here, you've got a big tub that's not jetted, by the way. It's just a regular tub, but it says jacuzzi. No, there's no jets in that. Okay, so just sorry, regular tub. And then you have a full walk-in shower here, shower pan. Nice tile, backsplash that goes all the way around. A couple of nice nichos right there. So you put your shampoos. You have a little medicine cabinet, very nice. And then a big walk-in closet over here. So there's some shelving in here already. You could probably add some more if you felt like you needed it. And a couple of little tiny shelves. Again, all this furniture is staying if you want it. If you don't, they're gonna come take it. So it's up to you. It's kind of a nice add-on in my opinion. So again, nice storm window here. And this is going out to the deck where you're going to get some fantastic views in sunset times. And another big outdoor seating area. Those 2 storage cabinets over there are holding all of the cushions that are going to all this. So you've got this nice L-shaped couch with a table and an umbrella. You've got the 2 storage units here. And then you've got another 2 seating area there. And then those are like kind of little ottoman or something like that. So let me show you just a section of the roof. So you can see that it has that silicone cover on it. And that's all relatively new. I think within the last like maybe by 2 years ago. Here's the swamp cooler right here. And here's some more area of the roof. Now, one thing that the owner did tell me is specifically this roof right here. You can see there's a few leaves in there. And the last time I was up here, I was like, it's best if you can clean all this out. He said he cleans this out pretty frequently, especially in the fall, just because of all the leaves from these trees, the oak trees, that are so massive and awesome and look so cool when they are bloomed out and also in the fall. But just to let you know, there's a little bit of cleanup involved, and specifically on that part of the roof right there. And maybe on the deck out here too. The deck is wood, okay? But it is in good shape. If you can tell by now, these people are pretty meticulous about everything. But going forward, this deck would probably need some maintenance along the way, like maybe every couple of years. You come out here with a roller and you just, you roll it and put a sealer down, maybe restain it, because the sun, you can tell it's a little bit faded out from what it used to be, originally was. but it's really in fine condition because they maintained it. But one would need to keep it maintained. The stucco is all in really good shape too. If you just look around quickly, the parapets, which are the top of the walls, just like this here, you can see that that's all really well maintained. There's no cracks showing up. That's really, when you get leaks, a lot of times they come from the top of the parapets and not from the roof themselves. What else can I say? It's a good house. Oh, the roof over top of the that extended portal in the back is a metal roof, and there's gutters on the back of that, and they have a nice drainage system worked out back there so that any water that's collected on that side drains out and is dealt with. So there you have it. This is my brand new listing, and it is down on 6952 Golden Mesa. And that's kind of in the neighborhood of Paseo del Sol and Jaguar Drive, Highlands Loop. It's all down there. It's very easy to find. It's very easy to show. I'm happy to meet you down here to show at any time. And also, you could have your broker do a go and show. Just register it in showing time. It's on Lockbox. And also, I'll be having open houses on Sundays. So if you don't have time to come during the week, come on Sunday mid-mornings. I think I'll probably plan on being here like 11 to 1 or so, as frequently as I can, just about every Sunday, because that's what I do. So I'm gonna sign off now and just go downstairs and take one quick look around. This is a pretty long video as it is, but still had a lot to say and a lot to show. So I hope you got the vibe of everything. You literally can move right into this place. It's ready to go. This is Chris Pearson Kramer. My number 505-570-1422. This is 6952 Golden Mesa, first day on the market. Today's January 13th, and the price is $595. Any questions, please call me or email me. I'm happy to provide that information. Thanks for watching. Bye.